Hello everyone, hope everyone can hear me okay, because I got a new mic, a new microphone, and hopefully it isolates my voice and the music a little bit better, and maybe some of the background noise. I don't know. But today I wanted to do something I've been wanting to do for a while, and it's trying to do something that's focused more on the gaming type of thing. And I hope that, I don't know, I just hope I can come up with something that's really good. I don't know, because this is kind of like a, as I do with all these live streams, I'm just kind of winging it. And I'm going, let me move this thing out of the way. I'm going to use 3 workflows that I've talked about on this channel. I believe I presented all of them. I don't think this one. Okay, I have done this on the channel. I think it's the very last video I just uploaded, and this is just a redux version of it. Basically, I revisited it just to minimize it, and I'm gonna alter it a little bit because I'm not gonna utilize it the same way. Don't pay attention to this image. This hasn't been released yet. That's something else I'm working on. But it's only reason I'm not going to utilize this workflow on stream is because I don't think my system can handle it, and it'll just cause everything to fail. But I'm just going to separate the Flux context from the WAN 2.2 to make these animated sprites or whatever. For those of you, I don't know if you don't know what an animated sprite is, it's basically just a character in one of these games. I'm going to do like a 8-bit style games type thing, and I'm going to use this set of workflows. This is a simple Flux context editor, and I'm not gonna use this part. So this part where we're just gonna edit it, because I'm not gonna make a Lora for anything like this. I don't think you guys want to watch a live stream of me making Loras. That would be not so much fun. That would be the most boring live stream. I guess we would just be talking the whole time. But anyways, yeah, these are all on the ones I've already released before, and I'm just gonna, this is my brainstorming one. The only thing that's different, these 2 Loras are these ones that I'm kind of, I guess, featuring on the channel. This one is the hard edge pixel thing, so it kind of makes these little, this is what gave me the idea just looking at this one. This is on Civet AI, and this one is the soft pixel, and I'm gonna try to mix them together, but I don't know. I just want to do something with that. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And hold on, let me pull up the thing really quick. Hold on, because I can't see if anybody's typing. Oh, here we go. Somebody's already typing. Pork chop, the bulldog. What GPU you running? I am running the, oh my god, RTX 3090 with 24 gigabytes of VRAM. I only have 64 gigabytes of RAM. It's probably time for me to upgrade that. That's the main reason why I don't want to run that workflow that I released while I'm doing the live stream, because I think I'll just run out of memory space while I'm live streaming, and that would be embarrassing. That would suck. Okay, so I'm gonna type in pixel art up here in the little clip L part just to get these Loras going. So let's see what kind of character we want to create. How about let's see, 8-bit pixelated armored knight against a white background. Let's just start simple with that, right? And I'm gonna put this, oh, maybe the guidance should be at 3.5 for this one. Let's just go. Let's run with that. So for those of you who may not, I think that I talked about this workflow on the always upscale video on here, and this is basically, it's a messy workflow because I wasn't originally going to release it to anyone else. It was just for me, but this is basically just my brainstorming type of thing. So this area right here just generates an image like you normally would through a text. This is doing it through Flux. Oh my god, that's terrible. So let's let's turn this to 2.15. It might be the Lora itself actually that's making it look like this. With full plate armor? I don't know. How about say it? The background. It has a white background. How about that? Let's go with that. We're gonna. I don't know, we got it 50 and 50. I believe the one I like the best though is the hard pixel thing. I'm gonna turn that one up a little bit. I don't know. Sometimes it's good to be over 100%. But basically, yeah, this is the first pass. This little part right here. The other part, the Lora section, just in case I wanted to turn those off. There's an upscale section which I'm not going to use for this, which is down here. And look at this. I don't know, I kind of like this one. And then you have the in-paint option, which I'm probably going to use. Matter of fact, let's just dump this right here. This is not the in-paint conditioning is not really on, but what it does is it allows me to resample what I've already done to try to like refine it a little bit. So that's usually why I like doing this, just to have like a retouch type thing. And I usually just take the same, unless I need to edit something, I take the same text here, and I'm gonna run both of them. So I'll just start from the thing. You guys might have noticed I've decided to actually utilize the newer version of ComfyUI now, but that's mainly because of the whole subgraphs thing. When they started adding those in the old school, it wasn't working that much or that well anymore. I don't know, is that music too loud still? I don't even know. I'll turn it down just a little bit. Okay. And it looks a little bit different. Yeah, this is what it looks like right here versus this one. I don't know which one I like. It could be like alternate characters or something almost. It needs more. You know what? Let's do something crazy. Let's do a ooh. Okay. Wearing a red cape. Let's do that. Let's get interesting. So yeah, so basically I want to try to do this without using a Lora, because I've been fascinated with the whole Flux context thing, and I've realized that if you utilize it in certain ways, you might be able to. This one, he already kind of has a red cape. Let me dump this in here really quick. If you utilize it in certain ways, it actually kind of lets you bypass even having a need for to do Loras, and that's kind of why I'm like pushing toward at least character Loras. I don't. You could maybe you could do the same thing with style Loras. What is this? Oh, you know what? I should say a broadsword with a broadsword on their back. Or maybe they don't. Maybe they don't have that. Maybe we can just pull a blade out of nowhere. I don't know. Alright, here. Let me just do this. I'm going to turn this off for a second, the first pass. And just do... Just do the little... I guess you call it... I call it in-paint option, but and we're not actually in-painting. Yeah, I could just use this guy, though, to be honest. Because... Wait, which one was it? Where'd he go? Where'd you come? Oh, this guy. Because he technically already has a red cape back there. It's just not as visible. Okay, yeah, now it just kind of highlighted a little bit more. And it did something weird with the eyes. I don't know. I kind of like this one better. Let's just go with this one. Let's see what happens with this one. So we're gonna take this guy, and we're gonna go to not that one, this one. So wait, no, that's not that one. This one. Okay. So let's see. Oh, FYI, I might have a few times where I have like the black screen output because I'm gonna be switching between so many different types of models. So especially when it goes to video, so I might have some glitchy things to work out. Hopefully I can do it without rebooting, because that would suck. So let's do this. Change the position of the knight to side. Yeah, I know that, right? So this one's gonna use flux context. I don't think this one should have as much of a problem running this way. So we're gonna reload all those models, but I don't think I have to dump it. I should though, probably, huh? Let's just do it anyways. Unload the models. Unload the cache. I'm just gonna run clear VRAM, all that stuff, everything, and just run it again because technically it should work. We're using the same VAE too. I don't know. I don't want to risk it. Also, I'm still trying to figure out when is like a good time to do streaming, because I realize now I have like an audience from so many different parts of the world, like, and that's what kind of is difficult about this whole thing, because not everybody's in like very, very strange time or a very different time zones. And I think I'm gonna try to, let's do this because I want to work on this while we're letting that run. I'm gonna alter this to make it work. So this is a first frame last frame thing that was an automatic thing, but we're gonna take the automatic part off of it. We'll keep the text boxes. It's not gonna make that much of a difference, but since we already have flux context, we're not gonna use this part. I want to clone this because this is already the first frame here, and I'm actually just gonna uncover this whole thing so that way you can see what this is. Let me make some more space for it. There, and let's uncover the subgraph. So okay, now you can see the whole thing. Yeah. Oh wait, you get out of here. I don't need you. All right, this thing right here. Okay, and that'll be the output. So here, we're gonna put this into the end image. So let's see, did we get an output? Oh, we did get an output. So there they are, right there. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's the side angle view, and that was from here, right? Although it seems to be running. Is it running again? I don't know what it's doing. No, it's not. It's idle. Okay. I'm okay with it like that. We'll just do it this way. I was gonna like think like it should be pointing the right the other direction, but I don't know that that's important because we can literally just do that pretty easily in any kind of afterthought. So let's just do this. Put this here, and let's do this. You want them to walk, right? So let's just do a simple like walk cycle thing. I think there is something I can do, like an image flip. So now I'm just thinking how I just want to do that, because I don't want to I don't want it to be this way. Image flip, exit, x axis. So So let's do this. You go here. Let me do a preview of this first. Okay, change the position. Make the character the knight walk to the right hand side of the frame and side view, and with the cape slightly blown in the wind. I don't know. Let's see about that. And I don't think there should be a period here. Let's just do that. Take that period out. Even though sometimes it helps. Maybe it's just a comma. Let's do a comma. Yeah, it flips it pretty easily. So yeah, that was an easy solution to that. Let's get rid of that preview. I don't think I need to do that. Yeah, here. So this we can use for that as the first frame. And then this whatever the result is. There. Oh my God! What is this? The shield's all messed up. Okay, I didn't mention the shield. All right. Let's mention the shield so that way it acknowledges that that's what that is. Okay. Knight. Make the knight holding a shield. Try that again. I don't like this walk. This walk is really weird looking. Something about it. Maybe it's the shield. Maybe it's the one hand. But it's very runway model type of thing. And I'm not really... That's not what I'm trying to do with this guy. Do I have to make him sound intimidating or something to make him walk right? There we go. That one looks pretty good. Let's go with that. Okay, so we got our in frame. And now the piece of resistance. Alright, we push this here. And now we want to animate this guy. And I think 121 frames is fine. One. This is the new lightning one, right? And we're only going 4 frames. Okay. So the knight is walking to the right, or yeah. How would I say toward? Right hand side of the frame. With the and cape. Oh wait. The 8-bit. Let's say yeah. Make sure it doesn't change that. The 8-bit pixelated knight is walking toward the right hand side of the frame with their red cape slightly blowing in the wind. You know, when I started typing this originally, when I was doing these type of prompts, and I realized that the way I was typing it was similar to the way I was doing the animation versus the Flux context, that's when I realized I could meld them together. And that's when I was like, you know what, this, I could put the Flex context workflow right into this, into the first frame, last frame. Oh, the figure remains in place. Let's go with that. Okay, now it might give me a black screen of death. I don't know. Let's unload the models, free the cache, clean VRAM up again. All right, let's see what we get. This one might take a little bit to load up because I got so many different models to load up. But anyways, hopefully it does what we wanted to do. And the cool thing about this is why I really was thinking about sprites in relationship to this, was that once you have a first frame and last frame, right? Even without changing anything else, you can keep the prompt exactly the same. Since it has to come back to whatever the first frame or the last frame is, you can just flip-flop these and you can create a walk cycle, or at least get back to your original position, which is perfect for that idea of like animation for like a figure in a game. And I was like, I gotta do this. I gotta like test this out. And just coming up with like all these like kind of rudimentary like concepts or stuff like that. So that way you don't have to, you know, spend so much time. Even though I think this way of doing it in sequential art, the pixelated thing, it could take some time, but it's a little bit easier. It's just the animation in between, going through and drawing the frame by frame, is always the long part. So getting AI to do it would just be a cool idea. Now let's see, what other things should the knight, there should be like another creature or something. Maybe it's fighting demons. Maybe we can describe something like that while we figure out that part. Pixelated. Red demon with large, demon similar to a gargoyle. How do you spell gargoyle? Similar to a gargoyle with yellow glowing. Ooh, oh my god, not that button. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it has a white background. Okay. It's too bad I can't run these things simultaneously. That would be a cool thing to be able to do. I can only just prep it while I wait for the other one to go. Where are we at? High noise. Okay, we're doing this one. It should go by pretty fast because I kept the resolution low, and it's only 2 steps per sampler. It's just we have to load the models each time we go through. I was doing something like already with this before. I was trying like a ninja character like this. Oh, I don't know if you guys can you guys see this? I don't think you guys can see this because it's in a different view. Hold on. I'm gonna have to change the view for a second. Nope, not that one. Wrong screen. It's my screen. How do I get to look at the other screen? which one is which. I gotta name my stuff better. There we go. That one. This guy. I was making this ninja guy, and at first they look like this, but then I changed them up, and I like the little shorter version. But it was so hard to get it to just make it like a katana blade. Well, I was working on like doing like sword strikes and stuff like that. I think I already have like an animated version somewhere. Where's that thing at? I think yeah, it was a GIF image. A GIF. Is it GIF or GIF? Where's the thing? I don't want this thing to stall on me really good. Hold on, let me just wait for this thing to go through and see if it's black screen or not. Nope. There we go. Oh my god, that is not what. We got to run that again. That's not. That's an ugly looking walk cycle. Well, it did take a minute though, but let me just show you this other one that I did previously. This is the ninja guy I was making. And this is just like a jump thing. This is what I just did. Where's the other guy? Yeah, this one was like really fast. It's, you know, it's not perfect. He's kind of like running with that scour thing. But I think there were some bad ones too. Yeah, this is like the thing went on and off. Anyways. Let's see if we can let's just run it again. Is it really loading the clip again too? That's so weird. Did I run something else? I don't think I ran anything else, did I? No, I didn't. Yeah, I don't know why it's loading the clip thing again. I don't know if I changed something. Maybe this did it unload the model automatically. That's so weird. Anyways, yeah, I really don't think that's. Maybe they're walking too slow. Maybe the tone. You know what? Technically, I don't think we would have them walking. Maybe that's just a bad concept in general to have them walking. Yeah, it dumped the whole thing. That's what happened. I want to not have them walk. Let's do something else. Yeah, I do like the cape. I just realized maybe it's just because, alright, I'm thinking about it now. Like, it's a video game. And if it's like a side scroller or something like that, like, who's walking? Like, unless it's just like they're walking really fast. I don't know. Yeah, let's not have them walk. I like the whole thing I had with the ninja thing anyway. So let's say, is. You know, make the remote holding shell. Dramatically sprint to the right hand side of the frame inside of the heat, and then the win. I think that's better. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. I might even just cancel it. thing going through, but I also just wanted to load the models. But you know what? It doesn't make any sense to do that. You know why? Because we're gonna load the models and we're just gonna move on to reloading the whole thing anyways, because we're going back to Flux context. So yeah, it doesn't even make sense to do that. Let's just go right back. And where are you at? Here. Well, you know what I could do? Instead of, all right, let's do this. Let's try to get the characters together and then kind of work on the animating part. That way we don't have to keep going back and forth with loading these models up, because that might, me and this winging it stuff, that might make it take less time, or at least be a little bit more efficient, so that way we could just concentrate on, because that's usually actually how I do this. All right, you know what? I wasn't going to show this because it's not really ready yet, but what I have been working on is this thing that I've like one of my showcase videos for, what do you call it? I guess you could, like, almost like a cinematic thing. But I've been wanting to do a lot of stuff on like cyberpunk subject, and specifically like broaden that thing. Sorry about that, guys. Apparently, I had some kind of weird read-write error, and the whole system went haywire. I don't know exactly what it is, but luckily, unlike Windows, it's with a few commands on my system, I can like get everything back to normal pretty quickly. And when I did some system checks. But I think most of it is just me doing so much of this stuff all the time, and I think I'm at the point where I need to get more hard drive space too. But yeah, doing this all the time, I think I'm just at the, how you say, not the pinnacle, but pushing my system to the limit all the time. So every once in a while, I think just the way these things work with this data, it always does something funky to the information and how it's stored on your system. So sometimes, I did recently have some issue like this too, where it, what do they call it, a segmentation fault, where it does the thing where it reads memory it's not supposed to be reading. So it's like, no, we can't do that, and then the whole thing just like fails, and I won't even be able to like just reboot ComfyUI. I have to reboot my whole machine. And this one I had to do a disk check to make sure everything was what it was supposed to be, because it was like having like, what do you call it, the thing where it's like it's mismatched, it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing, and it's like, you're not supposed to be here, you're not supposed to be looking at this, and blah blah blah. So yeah, there's that part. Anyways, I'm definitely back online, because you can hear my voice and you can see my fancy weight screen, which I've updated, and we are back into the system. But I gotta put in the workflows again. Let me see if I can find everything really quick. Videos, upcoming workflows. Wait, you know what? I already got outputs, so if I can just use the metadata, it should move a lot faster. Right? Just dump the thing into the program. Okay, let's just. Where is. Got too many screens already. I don't know what I'm looking at. Okay, you go over here. And. I don't know. Is my line screen up? It is. We don't have the capture screen up. That's what it is. Okay, let's do this. Oh man, I can't ever remember which one I use. Is it this one? Windows. Okay, Windows capture. Okay, okay. This one. Yeah, boom. Which one would be the Flux context? Okay, that's what we want to see, right? I think that's right. All right, this one, and we need to dump in. This is an animation, so I need to find. Oh wait, did I not have the metadata on? Did I seriously not do that? No, it suck. I don't think I had metadata on. God, why did I do that? Why? Alright, I have to just build it again. I think we have. It should be under the other thing here. The revised version of this. No, we need FFL beta. Okay, this is the one I think I released. This is when I had the tutorial on, wasn't it? I think so. Yeah. Let's just start from here. It's something, right? This is so messy looking though, isn't it? And this is not using first frame, last frame. This is using flux context. So get rid of all this. Down here. You can keep that. Okay. And clone this. You're going here. I can't believe I didn't have metadata on though. That's crazy. On any of these? Maybe I had it on these though. Cause this is the other guy, right? Maybe I had it on the ninja guy. Alright. Alright, we're just gonna have to deal with it this way. I think it's because I reset it and I didn't think about it. But yeah, I had them set as GIFs. Is it this one? Yeah. Oh, that's probably why the GIF images don't allow for metadata. Maybe that's why. Unless I can go here. Ah, there we go. Okay, so this one. There we go. Okay. It was there. It's in the image though. It's not in the GIF or whatever. Alright. Well, you can at least see how it made the little ninja character too. That way I don't have to rebuild this thing. Alright. I don't want to spend an excessive amount of time doing that. Okay, and we wanted this guy to run. All right. Oh, we need our brainstorming workflow too. Yeah. Which one was it? Yeah, put this guy back. All right. Get these little alerts out of here. Okay, we have more than what was we had before. Okay, night sprinting. Is this is where we left off, right? Is dramatically, that's what I said. Dramatically sprinting to the right hand side of the frame in side view, blah blah blah. Everything else should be fine. Let's run it. Okay, now this guy, this was the animation thing. So yeah, we're gonna wait so we can get the other frame. And we're gonna say is rapidly sprinting toward the right hand side of the frame with the red king slightly going to win. The figure remains in place. Okay. In paint option. Did we have? We didn't talk about this. Okay. 8-bit pixelated. Red demon similar to a gargoyle. Oh, yeah. Sentences is standing with hunched over. Yeah, that's the hunched over with yellow glowing eyes or glowing yellow eyes? Yellow glowing eyes. How about that? Okay. Yeah, see now it's at 2.5. Did I change that? Or did they change that? I don't know, I don't remember. Okay, there, guys running. That's good. Alright, we're gonna hold off on the animated part. But this looks better, I think. Although they should have a sword in their hand. Like that, I think without a sword in their hand, it's kind of ridiculous. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Now I want this exact. Yeah, seed number. I guess I can get it back if you just dump it back in, right? Hold on. Escape. Give me this seed number. Fixed. And then get back out of here. I know maybe for somebody not used to the subgraphs thing, this might look odd for me switching back and forth like that, but I'm just going through here just in case you don't know. It's like this thing allows me to go into this little node thing that's been made together from these set of nodes. So it's like a detailed microscopic look at this stuff that's hidden, because I can't slide this fixed thing out for some reason. I can slide out the seed number, but I can't slide out the fixed part, which is really weird. I don't know why that's like that. You know, I can't put that out here because otherwise I would just keep it here. But anyways, why does it say nan? Why does it say that on the? All right, whatever. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm just not gonna touch that. All right, and I wanted to say the man holding the shield is dramatically. Should it be a broadsword? Let's say short sword. Hopefully if it's the same seed, it won't do anything like really dramatically different from this, because I actually like the way this looks. And we do need a preview of this, so that way we can have a start image, because we lost it. We lost it from when we had to reboot, so we need to get that back. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. Okay, run this one more time so we can get that first image. All right, boom. Look at that. I like that. Okay, so what other moves? We need a fighting movement too, right? So should we stick with this one? Yeah, I think we should move from this one. And now we don't have to do this. Take the flip around thing off. And let's do make the knight shield and short sword. Hold out the short sword. Oop, hold on. Zoom in a little bit. Short sword to the right hand. Okay, yeah. Sword horizontally. Wait, I used the two. Let's see this. I used it as one word. Horizontally to on. Let's say on. I think that's right. On the right hand side of the frame. Make the holding the shield and sword hold out the sword. Hold out or stick out? Let's just go with this for right now. See what it does. But basically, what we're trying to do here is just get a bunch of keyframes of the major actions that we want the character to do, and then we're just gonna use those keyframes to put all the stuff in between, the animations in between all those keyframes that we make, right? It's the simplest way to go about doing this, rather than like, you know, every little step, which would be if you were actually just trying to animate this thing. That is not what I wanted. Okay. I was like, I need a way of phrasing this. Hold out. Maybe this one I actually do need to change the seed number. I might need to go back to random. How about this? I'm just gonna copy this just for safekeeping. And then we're just gonna hit randomize. And then come back out. And let's go again. Now wait, yeah. Now we go. Yeah, 'cause although that could be a cool thing, you know, like a special feature in the game where the guy's sword just increases in size. Extendo sword. It just turns into a broadsword. Like, oh, like what was that old? Oh, what is that old animation with the freaking cat people? Yeah, that's all it wants to do is, I think it just thinks I want to extend the sword. Okay. Make the and short sword. Let me see. Let's say let's try to actually just drive the action. Strike forward. Attack. Okay. Yeah, attack. Let's see if we can just do that. Attack with the short sword. Positioned on the right hand side of the frame, or right hand side of the character. Let's try that. I think that would make more sense, right? Because this is the biggest thing that I think is very limited right now. I know that there's a little bit of pushback. Oh my god. Bendo sword. What are they doing? Oh yeah. Okay. That's just like not attack. How about this? Maybe a short sword written twice. Make the knight holding a shield. One hand. Toward inside of the image. Let's say image. With the short sword placed horizontally. I don't know. Maybe I should just not say horizontally. I don't know. I feel like I'm overthinking it. I don't know. It's something about what I'm doing is just not correct, and I don't know exactly what that is. I feel like I'm really overthinking this. Now he has two swords. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a whole lot of sense. Like, I still say holding a shield. I take away one short sword, now he has two. That makes total sense. I get it. You know, I'll take anybody with any ideas of how I could actually prompt this effectively, because I don't know why. I think it's something like all of these different models that they build are like, they're totally against like anything that's considered violent. Even if it's pixelated, it doesn't matter. So they're just not gonna let me do it. Just, yeah, so you reach out with this hand, but he's why did he just get rid of the shield? I don't get it. What happened to the shield? Let's go back to my other. Oh, there's always gonna be something. Always gonna be something like this doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe we just say instead of the one hand thing. Maybe we should just stick to one thing at a time. And once I get this keyframe, it all comes together. The crazy thing is, I know like what I could do, like in Photoshop, I could like take this arm right here and just like cut out this part and like put it over here. Like swing it to the other side. It didn't even do anything on that one. I can make it swing over to the other side and then maybe pull back the shield. Okay, how about this? Let's just rethink the whole thing. We'll put this back in random. I'm gonna rethink the whole way I'm talking to this thing. Fighting. Okay, how about that? Yeah, change the pose of the knight and change the pose of the knight in the red cape holding a shield and sword. To a fighting stance. Let's see what it does with that. Oh wait. Side here. Yeah, it didn't do anything with that. It didn't do a darn thing with that. Changed it slightly. I get what it's doing, but I don't think that's a fighting stance. Alright, let's just run this really quick and then say pointing the sword. I didn't do anything with that. Maybe it's... Sometimes I feel like it's like certain ways you say words that confuse it in the beginning and then it just tries to parse the rest and it just gets everything mixed up. What are you doing? I don't know what this move is. Alright, we don't need to keep doing this. Yeah, it just keeps popping up for no reason. I think I'll just go to the red demon after a while because this is just kind of getting annoying at this point. Oh! Eh. That's not really... It's not the right direction. He is pointing the sword horizontally toward... Oh my god. I'm not making correct sentences here. I'm editing. Point the right hand side of the image while holding the shield. How about this? Take away the shield part. Because maybe if this hand is this way, the other hand will go backward and then we won't see it anyway, so it won't matter. I don't know. Okay. Whatever the case, let's move on to, wait a minute. How many of these do we have running? Way too many. Okay. X this one out. Hey, he's doing something. He's got two hands on it though. He's got two hands. Okay. There's our in paint option one. This is for video. And this is the extra, so we get rid of this one too. Alright. No, that one's alright. It just doesn't make as much sense. I probably could just run it again and maybe it'll change. But let's go back to the in-paint option one. And I think now, maybe me dumping the memory so much was one of the reasons why I was like having an issue and wanted to reboot on me or something. I think I might have had another segmentation fault or something. I don't know. What is this? What is this? This is like a dagger? Okay, whatever. Let's go back to this one and see what this does. I really didn't want to run that part. Take input option off. See if we can get this red demon character to pop up. I kind of just want to run back with this one actually. See if we can't just put this on fixed. Oh, that doesn't make any sense, does it? No. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. We'll just take off fixed again because we just want to keep that same prompt, not this thing. Let's see if their red demon character comes out. Okay. That's actually kind of cool. I think this is refine it a little bit. This I might actually want to in-paint, but I don't know if I actually might like the light wings. I was thinking about making them darker, but alright, let's just, ooh, not that. Put this here. Let's run it again. Is it like holding a shovel? What is this? Just normal AI garbage. I don't know what that is. A piglet red demon with dark wings. Put the dark wings on this one. Maybe it'll just darken those up a little bit the right way. Turn on the paint option. Okay, so let's go. This one looks pretty cool too, actually. This is like the right level of color though. Alright, let's do... Why isn't the in-paint option right here? No, because it's going to do that first, isn't it? Yeah. Or not. Maybe I just skipped it this time. Alright, anyways. So, let's talk about the animation part, which is here. So what we do want to animate is the run cycle, right? Which was originally, I think it was this one. Yeah, that seems about right. It's a bit darker. Maybe it's this one. Yeah, that one's better. Because I know the more times you run it through Flux context, the more likely it is to get like overly dark, which is what I don't want. Or maybe it's this one. I don't know. Maybe it's, I'm forgetting. My screen looks weird. It looks different from your guys' screen. All right. Ooh. I'm kind of liking this one. I like this one too, but I don't know. Yeah, that's what it made from that one. Okay, let's do one more iteration of that. Throwing it back into here, and we'll run this other left side one more time, and turn off first pass. It looks like it would fit though. Like, this looks just like something you could put in one of these video games. Oh man, look at that one. That's cool. It's like precious. Okay, that I want to run. Where's the other one I want to look at? This guy. I want to run this guy again. Yeah, I got like so many iterations of everything. Yeah, I don't know if I like that better. Oh, it's only at 60. No wonder it's not improving. I think we're at 67 at least. Denoise was too low. This guy too. Yeah, I want to change. This guy is probably my new favorite. It's between these two. I'll do that again. Now here's a weird thing. Will it be able to animate these things effectively? Because they're not like... They're not human, and I don't know what the reference would be for something like this. That's a little bit better. I don't know. I kind of like the other one though too. I kind of like this one better actually. This is more refined, but I think it's just preference at that point. It is my preference. So let's go How do we want this guy? The AB finger is rapidly sprinting toward the right hand side. So I already had this prepped. So yeah, let's run that. Yeah. Let's just run this really quick. See if we get a black screen or not, which we probably will. See if we can animate this really quick. Yeah, this is a whole lot better. Yeah, the trick of this is still like that same issue of like, I have to figure out how to get this thing to really like put the poses the way I want them. I guess I could do something similar to, what do you call it, like the control net stuff, using like another type of reference, like a pose reference or something like that. But dude, we gotta find somebody with a nice pose reference. I don't want the I don't want the wrong thing to pop up on one of these like internet searches on my live, cause we're live. And I should put safe search on. That's what I should do. Live. That possibly. Well, I could do a separate. Yeah, I can just do it that way. That way it won't matter. I can do it. I can still do it live. I forgot I have 2 screens. Okay, what do we need? We need a sword pose. Sword strike. I don't know. Sword. Okay, with the sword attack pose. Which one are we should be in? We are. Yeah, we're in this one. Let me put this in this space really quick. Hold up. harder to find than I thought. I don't know why it's so difficult. It's a lot harder to find than I thought. Alright, there you go. It's still pixelated, but I want to be like more pixelated, but 8-bit pixelated, like it's rapidly sprinting toward the right hand side of the frame with their red cape slightly blowing the wind. Alright, let's do this. Let's just run this again. I want to see what else it does. This should be quicker now that everything's loaded. It looks decent, but not exactly what I would prefer it look like. What makes it wrong? Maybe it's too many frames. Okay. I think the ninja was better. You guys didn't get to see that actually me doing the process of that, because I think it's something about the way it's drawn. I don't want to like, I could upscale it, but the whole problem with upscaling is I think it'll actually detail it more, and I wanted it to stay pixelated. I guess at this point of view, because it probably would be realistically on the screen at this size, it wouldn't matter, but certain motions about this I don't necessarily like. Yeah, I don't like that weird thing where his shield went behind him. Let's do this too. Eight-bit. Oh, wait a minute. Pixelated interior of a dark dungeon. How do you spell dungeon? With brick walls and torches. Orange lit torches on the hanging. Ancient, medieval. Yeah, I think that's what medieval. Yeah. Alright, what does our animation turn out to be? Not that one, this window. Yeah, that's the problem. The shield switches hands. Maybe it's this thing. Shield. And short. Maybe I should mention that. Maybe that's why it's like doing whatever. Because it doesn't know what those objects are. I have really started to realize that you have to talk about the objects for it to understand what it is they're doing. The problem here too is that the shield is on the wrong side in this. I just realized that. It's on the wrong arm. So we're gonna have to get rid of that shield altogether to make this work correctly. Ooh, I did not think that through. I didn't realize that until now. That's one of the problems with this animation. So let's go all the way back to here. Place the knight is holding on the arm behind the character. Maybe that'll work. It's a weird like placement here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the real reason because it doesn't make any sense. That's why it has to keep doing that. Because it doesn't make any sense that the shield is on one side and then it just switches hands. Oops. Okay. Let's try that again. Take off the in-paint option and go back to first pass. I do like this shield better though. Matter of fact, we should probably change it to a round shield so that way we don't have to remake this thing either. Although I don't know how important that would be. this. This shield is on. Let's just remove the shield. And maybe there's a little something right here. We could just like, I don't know how we would even do that. I could just like draw that in, to be honest. That make it a whole lot easier. Let's do that one more time. I don't like that arm. That arm does not look cool. Yeah, that one looks a little better. On the arm behind. I don't even make sense. Hidden behind the night. It just doesn't want to do it. How about look at this? Forget the arm. Hidden behind the torso. How about that? Of the night. The wording. Do that again. a small shield. A small shield. Partially hidden. Maybe that should be said. Partially hidden. Oh my goodness. Like, oh my god, it's so weird. It's like everywhere, but exactly where you want it to be. I don't even know. It didn't even do anything there. About that. What is that? I can do something with this. I can really do something with that, actually. Let me run one more time, but I can technically do something with that. Make it work. Let's see if we can do this the old-fashioned way. Okay. So let's do this. Let's say, look at the what's the other one? It's not original, but I think it's this one. It's the same size, right? Okay. So let's do this a different way. We need this one behind it. I'm just gonna do this the easier way, which is like the Photoshop type method. So we're gonna cut out unfortunately I can't use my pen on this screen right now because it's split between two screens and I don't feel like recalibrating it on the one, and it won't really function the way I want it to function if I do it that way. Let's do a new layer. The red one is transparent. Oops. It's this one. Yeah. What are you doing? Oh, that's right. I have to. Yeah, that jazz. And let's do this. Add an alpha channel. Before we do that, now add an alpha channel. honestly. Let's just not look at that anymore at all. Get rid of the select. We should rotate this. Like that. Alright. Too big of an eraser. I want this to be a lot more. No, it's too much. Am I looking at the right layer? No, I don't. Oh, this is the right one. That's the right one. Get rid of this. I don't know why I did that. This doesn't even make any sense. Delete. We don't need you anymore. Okay. You have an alpha channel? Oh, not that one. Turn the opacity down. Okay, I think that's good enough. Use that as a guide to erase the rest of this stuff. Just like that. And then there. And then turn the opacity back up. Close enough. Close enough, right? Alright, it's kind of holding the shield. And then we just export this. Overwrite 41999, whatever that was. I don't know what that was. And then boom. Now we're back in business. Or somewhat. Oops. I gotta switch my screens again. Okay. Back here. Alright, I don't have to keep going through iterations of nonsense with the thing here. I was getting sick of dealing with that. Sometimes you just gotta do the old-fashioned way. Okay. And where is that file? I think I just output it was here. Even though the sword doesn't make much sense because it comes out of nowhere. Doesn't matter to me. We're still gonna run this.
shield though. Now I just wish it would put the sword in the other hand. That's a really nice looking shield. Because it technically still doesn't make sense because it doesn't have a sword here. So yeah. Because what's the animated one? Yeah, see the sword's in the other hand. So many freaking iterations of it to try to make it look right. Large stain class windows in the background. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what that would look like. Why does it look like it's animating the same exact thing? I think it actually is different though. This feels like exactly the same animation though. Is it just me or does it feel like exactly the same animation? It feels exactly the same. Yeah, I don't think it. I think it did a black screen on that one. 'Cause that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it's not outputting. That is not outputting correctly. Alright, let's go back to this really quick. I'm wondering why it didn't show up black. It's so weird. It just kept the same output on here. Let's switch gears for a second. I want to try something. Switch up the beat. Yeah, that might be too loud. Put that on loop. Is it on loop? It is on loop. Oh, can you guys hear that or not? Is it just me? I can't tell how loud that is. Anyways. Ooh. An 8-bit pixelated interior of an ancient medieval dungeon. I do like this. Just trying to think of a setting for it to be in. Arched ceilings. This one's probably the better one of all of them. What about this? Corridor. How about that? Corridor. I don't know. This looks like daytime, and I want it to be night. Dude, now I want to create. I really do want to create an 8-bit video game now. This is actually kind of cool. I guess that's just a stained glass, but how about this? Ooh. Probably should have started with the settings. Should have started with the settings rather than start with the other parts. Alright, now they're all starting to look alike. They're all starting to look alike now. I can just go like room by room. Dark brown. Oh, barracks. Yeah, I typed it wrong. Let's get rid of the stained glass windows. more than a few though. There's a table with alchemy. There's an alchemy. Yeah. I like it. I probably could. Now this I probably will upscale for the sake of putting the characters in there. You have plenty of different options though to look at least. Single one. All right, let's go to this flux context thing, yeah. Place a small gray sword in here. This is so nostalgic. I don't want to play all of these. Let me see, how did I do the upscale on this one? In paint. I need to pull from here. I don't want to pull from a different area. Pull right from here. Okay, what do we spit out? A black screen, okay. Alright, let's try to do this the right way. gonna reload all these. Let's run this. I might have to reboot this. Yeah, that happened way too fast. Could try swapping the VAE out though. Yeah, let's try that. Okay, let's do this. This out. This one. Let's reboot this really quick. Too much stuff in the memory, not enough room to make it come out right. Alright, so let's see how difficult it would be to get this thing to run back like it's supposed to. Alright, here we go. Let's run this thing again. Boom, 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 boom. Oop. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. What did it do now? Not one of the shapes cannot be multiplied. We have it wrong. What changed? Is this shape strange? Oh, I put SDXL. That's why. Oops. Oh my god, it's still black. What in the world happened here? Alright, let's see if our inpaint does something strange. Cause I feel like it's ready for, it's loaded up for this. But it could all be going there. Everything wants to be painted black, man. Back in black. I almost just want to throw the ninja in there for some reason. He's a ninja guy. Which one is it? This one? Or is it this one? Yeah, this one. Something with the VA in the other one, because this is running fine. Oh, how it's matched up in there is not running right. I probably should put side view in here. Probably should put that in both of them, actually. That was a lot more. That was a lot. Oh, this is 1080p. Holy crap. Did I actually put this in 1080p? The sizing is going to be an issue, man. The sizing of the character versus the actual setting might be a big issue with this. oversized interior. Well, we definitely went over some problems. Oversize. Yeah, that's gonna be the biggest issue, is like trying to figure out how to get that size or background to character ratio. I don't know. I guess I could just outpaint from there, but trying to get a fixed size might be the issue. I guess this would be if I was trying to build the whole entire thing from background to character all in AI. It might be a harder thing to figure out like that. I'm sure it could be done though. Alright, let's see about this thing. Because this seems almost like it could be a cutscene, the way it's so large, and then the character itself had to be about the same size, about this, at least as tall as like here on the window. I don't know if that would look right though. Where's the AE? I might have to reload the model by itself. Maybe that'll help. Even though it's not gonna make sense for flex fill.
That makes sense. Oh, I think it goes without saying. I still gotta work out all the kinks out of this to make this work. Definitely back to the drawing board, but I did get some things that come out okay. Specifically, my Ninja Warrior guy. Not so much. The knight still has problems. And that's for something different. Alright, hold on. Well, we managed to get the thing to spit out something again. Yeah, we had to reload the main diffusion model, I think. But it didn't place a small. Yeah, how about that? It's such a weird place. That looks like a gun. Does it look like a sword? What is that? Oh my goodness. That's nice, but why is it that color? Oh, why does it have to be that color? The specifics of what you have to say.
actually running. Can we see the handle of this thing? Yeah, it's gray. No. No. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why? Why there? You know, I could just do the same thing I just did with the other one and just like draw this out in GIMP. But I would like to just spit out another one of these things. Oh my goodness, dude. Okay. Here, let's do this. Give me this one. Fixed. Take the same prompt. Oh my god. Place a gray. Yeah, you would do that. That doesn't even look like a sword, to be honest. This looks like a little tassel coming off the top of their head. What is that? What is that? Alright, better idea.
just gonna do this the old-fashioned way. Alright. This is the magic wand. Oh no, I'm pressing the wrong thing. That's why it's not working. Maybe I should turn this whole, what do you call it? This live stream thing into an ASMR experience. It's like, let me lull you into sleep while I try to figure out what this AI thing is doing. Alright, let's boom, 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 boom. Alright, there's that. And then I'm gonna do this. Let's clone this area. Let's see. Ah, shit. Oh. Or shoot. PG. Here. I need a horizontal line. Give me this one. That's good enough for me. Overwrite the existing one. Okay. That is, yeah, that was not good. Alright, so we don't need to worry about this anymore. Not in paints, but oh wait, maybe we do need to. No. This is gonna be purely for this animate thing. So take this, put the new one here. Yeah, now. Oh crap! You still got the wrong shield. Oh my god. Yeah, that's what we needed to do. Okay. Whoops. Whoops. Alright, dump this in here. What do we take to get this? Make the okay. No, we don't want that one. We want the original. Yeah, this was, we were trying to make this thing attack. That's what it was. Okay. We're gonna use that as a template. This is the contact letter, okay.
drop it in again from here. No, let's run that. Well, I think I've streamed for a good significant amount of time. I am going to wrap this up. Maybe take another stab at it again. Maybe tomorrow. Try to figure out the kinks of it. That's a little bit better right there. I like that better. Let's run that again. The only problem is they always put the sword in the right hand instead of the left hand. So they have to switch. That's the problem. We need this shield on the other side. How do we get them to... Yeah. We gotta figure out that issue. I'm gonna get rid of these. Pretty sure it's gotta be like that.
it's that, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a way I could do that. I just don't know how I can do that without just redrawing the whole thing. That's better. How about this? Let's see if we could take this. Place the sword in the knight's other hand. Or we can say link. I didn't spell knight. Should have been an apostrophe. Okay. Almost. And then the other one, it just vanished. The sword vanished from back here, which is okay if they removed it. Can he have two swords? Oh, I was like, can I just make it like a caveat for him having two swords? Although I could definitely erase this in an image manipulator thing and then just have this one sword in their hand. Oh. Hey, you know what? AI is supposed to help us. It's not supposed to have all the answers. It's not supposed to always get it perfect, right? Alright. Alright. Let's do this. What did it do? No, that looks okay. I don't even want that on the screen. Oh my goodness. Yeah, let's go to the let's go to GIMP. Alright. Alright, let's do this. Let's see if we can just... Oh, you know what we should do? Take that other one that we just spit out of here. And the one that didn't have anything on it. Like that, right? Okay. So let's do... Put you behind it. And then give you an alpha channel. And then we're gonna turn down the opacity just a little bit. Alright, first things first. Maybe I should just like I don't know. Maybe I should put the threshold higher, but really need to is cover that part too. I gotta get that whole thing out of here. I don't know what I'm doing here. This is ridiculous. I shouldn't even be doing it this way. This is a ridiculous way of doing this. Okay, get rid of that part right there. Oh, that's the arm from the thing. That's why. Okay, don't worry about that. That doesn't look right. Okay. I'm gonna just figure something else out right there. And that doesn't look good either. Get rid of this one part. Which we can't do. Alright, well. I can make that a thumb maybe. I don't know. Alright. What we want to do. Not an eraser, but a marker. Oh, I wish I had my pen. I can't even remember what the original looked like. I guess. Yeah, that's a bad place to do it. Let's put it right here. Whatever. I like that. That's good enough. That's good enough for what it is, right? Maybe get rid of this one little mark here. I think I fudged it a little bit more. Ah, screw it. It's pixel. It's Pixel. Okay. Overwrite. Or technically, we could probably get rid of this fist altogether. Not that big. Okay, let's go with that. Oh my goodness. Bro. Oh my goodness. I could have done that the whole freaking time. Alright. Let's go with that. So suggestive. So suggestive. There we go. Oh man. Oops. I keep forgetting about that. Alright, let's go back to the original music. Alright, I'm just gonna do this is how to do the last thing for this stream. See if I can get like a decent output here, and then I'm just gonna end it. I've been at this too long. Probably should stream at a different hour. That I don't think this is the best hour to stream.
what have we learned? Well, we learned that AI can't really do all the movements that well for some of these figures, or at least it's difficult to. Oh my god, I still want to see that. That was good for my stream. But yeah, it doesn't really necessarily want to do the positions and the poses the way I think they should be done. That's problem number one. Problem number two is if I'm making these settings as well, putting them in at the right size might be difficult. This might be okay for this size, but I think I would have to downsize the image and then try some type of outpainting so that way the scale is correct, because upscaling will make the thing almost like it's zooming in, which is what I don't want it to do. I gotta figure that one out. This one we don't actually need, do we? We don't. Yeah, that's right. Man, so much just to get to this point right here. And technically it's not exactly where it needs to be, because this shouldn't be gold. Not that much. Not that much.
good enough. That's good enough. It's pixels. Alright, overwrite that, please. Black screen of death. That makes no sense. That makes zero sense. But okay. Yeah, what is this thing? Weird shadow down there, like comes out of the ground. Not bad. It's not bad. It's not great. Short swords. All right. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and just end the stream. I'm just gonna do whatever I'm gonna do off the stream.